The adductor muscle group, or the inner thigh, also known as the groin, is responsible for adding or bringing the leg back to the midline. It also works in some internal rotation through that hip bone. So it's really an important muscle group. Oftentimes it's a hyperactive and tight muscle group, but sometimes it's tight and weak. So we're going to work on strengthening the adductors, the groin, by doing the groin squeeze. That's a real technical term for the exercise here. You've got a couple of tools that you can use, simple things from around the house. I've got a makeshift yoga block. This is a soft foam block that we'll start with. We're going to be doing 3 rounds of 20 seconds of this. So we also have a pillow that you can ball up and create a little bit wider placement for your knees. Really the width of your knees apart isn't the biggest deal here. You can use something very narrow. If you went a little wider, then you would just open your feet a little bit more, and obviously it's going to depend on what tool you're using. So we're going to start with the yoga block. So have Raisa sit up nice and tall, bringing herself into her seated posture, trying to align her spine, and from that point, her knees situate directly over her ankles, and we're going to begin in 5, 4, 3, 2. She's just going to squeeze into that block and hold. Squeezing and holding creates a little bit of a shake and a tremble in that neural system. So a little shake and tremble is what you're looking for here. Breathe as you squeeze and put the effort in there, and make sure that you're contracting and squeezing the whole time. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Okay, did you feel a little squeeze and shake there in the inner thigh? Mm-hmm. It goes all the way up to that high groin, right into your pelvic floor. This time I'm going to ball up the pillow for her, and we're going to have her move a little bit of range of motion so she can be a bit dynamic in this now. We'll call it isometric, isotonic, and isokinetic. So this is isotonic, meaning we're going to have some movement in and out of those thighs now. Let's begin in 3, 2, 1, go. So in and out, just light, tiny little range of motion, trying to maintain that tension through the inner thigh and develop that squeeze, maximum capacity, and release. Especially on the release, I want you to smooth and control. Move smooth and controlled. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. And another way to do this would be to grab something that has some weight to it. We're going to use a medicine ball, probably the easiest thing because it's got some cushion, softness. So this is going to be heavier. You're going to have to work a little bit harder. You're just going to squeeze and hold on this one. And I also want to cue Raisa to engage her pelvic floor a little more here. So go ahead and grab that, take that, and put it somewhere comfortable. Right on the VMO, or that musculature right above the knee, is where I typically have a client hold it a little higher there. Yep, just like that. And we're going to begin in 5, 4, 3, 2. Squeeze and hold. So her thighs are working. Can't deny that because that ball is staying in position. Now I want her to pull up and in her guts. Really squeeze tight in her pelvic floor, which is her potty muscles. It's all those muscles that really connect your deep, deep floor. Those Kegel muscles is what you know them as. And you can rest. Pair your breathing with that, because your pelvic floor actually works as a diaphragm as well. And when you're involving that high pelvic floor or that high groin, you're going to get a lot more effective work through the deep core, pelvic floor, and your abdomen if you breathe and control your breath.